Guys, it's Celebrity Boxing's Damon Feldman, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Damon Feldman.
What's up, Bill? How you doing?
That's good. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how you got started with all this, the celebrity boxing. It's gotten pretty big over the years, and I know you've had your ups and downs, and I wanted to know a little more about the story on how you started off.
Well, I was a former professional fighter, undefeated, got injured outside the ring, and my dreams got crushed. All I ever wanted to do is be a world champion. I was like, what's next, man? I don't know what the fuck was going to be next. You know what I mean?
How old were you at the time?
When I got injured, I was 26 years old, 20 years ago, and it was a crazy time in my life. You know what I mean? Because I was right there. I was fighting on USA Tuesday Night Fights. I was on my way. And so I got injured and just basically did a radio show, asked the radio host, I was like, we should have you in a celebrity boxing match. I don't even know how or why I said celebrity boxing match. I did. I asked him who he would want to fight. He told me the weatherman. I called the weatherman up. Weatherman said yes. It was made. Next thing I know, I got a call from Dick Clark Productions at Fox, and the rest is history.
Yeah, like things started like snowballing in a big way, right? You had a bunch of celebrities on. Who are some of the major people that you've had on?
I've done Vanilla Ice, Todd Bridges, William the Refrigerator Perry, Manute Bol, Lamar Odom, Aaron Carter, Roy Jones Jr., Black China, Albie Shore, Hollywood Mistresses, Rodney King.
Yeah, Rodney King. Well, who's that fight like? You had him fighting a police officer, right?
Yeah, an ex-cop, man. Rodney was a great guy. He lived with me for 4 months. I actually lived with my dad, and he was just like part of the family, and it was crazy. Because I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm looking at it now. I'm like, the fuck, man. Rodney King was living in my house. You know what I mean? The guy had changed really the world, And he was a great guy, though. He loved my dad. It was like family, man. That's the way it was. That's the way boxing is anyway. It's tight-knit, but celebrity boxing, it was like a niche. I had no clue what I was really doing until the last 5 years, really.
Did you have a lot of people doubting you on your way?
Oh, absolutely, man. I was one of those. I'm an underdog. You know what I mean? The guys, trying to get that money, man. It's always on the grind to try to, get the sponsors, try to get people to believe in you to make it happen. Hey, I had to believe in myself first.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of work. You take a lot of falls and a lot of ups and downs, like I said before, on your way, right?
Oh, without a doubt, man. It's you're gonna fall no matter what you do when you're trying to make something happen. Yes, I fell plenty of times, and falling made me stronger. You know what I mean? That's everything in my life, just in my kids, in my life. I make sure everything's done right, and you live and learn.
Yeah. So where did you start off? What state did you start in? Was it on the West Coast?
No, Philadelphia. Philadelphia was in Broomall, Pennsylvania. My hometown was my first celebrity type boxing match. Then when we did the stuff with Dick Clark Productions, all that was at the studios out in Hollywood, the 2 events. And then when that ended, I just kept it going, step by step, city to city, like a small road show, And then when I finally raised the funding, then I was able to do the big TV fights. And that's when I got guys like Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter on board, and the rest.
Yeah, and like you were on Howard Stern, you're on CNN, TMZ. What's it like to be on those networks and having your name promoted everywhere?
No, it's really a cool feeling. You know what I mean? It's just as good as being on your show. You know what I mean? I feel good to be on your show. Your setting, your persona is really cool. But it was good, man. Now it's just like, oh, you're on TMZ again. Before it's like, oh my God, I'm on TMZ. But now it's like, over the years and how many times I've been on, Howard Stern. Now Howard, we're going to be doing another show together because Tan Mom is going to do a boxing match, and he loves Tan Mom. So I'm trying to help her out with her new book coming out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know a lot of celebrities that are interested in fighting other people too. Maybe I could connect you with a couple of them.
That'd be good, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So during your years coming up, who are some of the notable people? Did you ever have any situations that stand out in your mind on your way to the top?
Well, I mean, the grind to get here, hitting the brick walls and all that, yes. And just crazy fights, man. I was doing my Fort Lauderdale debut with Jose Canseco. I get to the weigh-in and his twin showed up. You know what I mean? So you're like, what the hell, man? But Tanya Harding, she fought for me. She threatened to punch me, and I was like, oh, man, you better get out of here like that. And
why'd she threaten to punch you?
Because she was taking on the drag queen of Miami, and she didn't know the drag queen was the guy. She's like, "There's no way I'm taking on this drag queen. I'm not getting AIDS, HIV, like weird stuff." She don't. It was weird. It was so weird. Like some of these things. Look, I did a lot of the Hollywood mistresses, like just the one that messed up the relationship with Jesse James and Sandra Bullock, Michelle Bombshell McGee. I did Tiger Woods' mistress. Then I did them fighting each other, the mistresses, Battle of the Mistresses. I did Joey Buttafuoco fought Amy Fisher's husband. Amy Fisher fought Octomom, like Tila Tequila, on and on.
Who won with the Buttafuoco one?
Lou Bellera, who is the husband of Amy Fisher, was it former? Yeah, still husband. Knocked him out, TKO'd him in the second round.
Wow. So during these fights, do you remember a lot of them? You remember all of them?
Yeah, I remember mostly all of them. I mean, it was like cool experiences. It's like to really go back and do this. It really is a hell of a documentary because these are the people I've used were world news, like Rodney King's, Joey Buttafuoco, the Hollywood mistresses, and it's crazy to be behind the scenes working with them and, the build up to the events as well.
Yeah. One of the things you're known for is people say, oh, you get 15 minutes of fame. And you're like, well, I'll give you your 16th minute of fame. So you were known as the 16th minute man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the celebrity boxing platform is, we also have music performers. So we give everyone a shot to get on the platform. And yes, I mean, to be part of it, it's really cool. And I love giving you get their 15 minutes, you get your 16th minute with me.
Yeah, and you get their name back out there. It gives them that recognition that they're probably craving when the spotlight dies down, right?
Well, yeah, it's sort of like that's and what you're saying is perfect. Nobody ever said it before. See, the bottom line is when you're doing these events, those celebrities get their name back out there. And my thing is, I'm going to start signing them to where if they come on my platform, I'm going to get a piece of whatever they get in the future because so many have gotten their opportunity and have gotten major deals from celebrity boxing because out of sight, out of mind, they get back in the spotlight. Now all of a sudden, wow, they'd be great for this role or they'd be good to host this. You know what I mean? And that is
some of their ancillary rights, right?
Of course. But it's really cool, man. It's celebrity boxing has been really cool and it's been good to a lot of people. And I just want to keep this moving, man. I build it into a really cool platform.
Yeah. Was there any people that you reached out with notable names that said, I'm not doing it?
Yeah, of course, man. I've reached out to guys from Mario Lopez to, I even ran into Sylvester Stallone once. I was like, what do we got to do to get you in with Danny Bonaduce? He's like, man, I'll knock Danny Bonaduce the fuck out. He goes, I'm not fighting celebrity boxing. I said, I know, Sly, he probably was like 60. He said he was probably about 64 at the time anyway, but he still looked good, in good shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, some of these people are getting older. Who knows what would happen when they get in the ring, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then you got you partnered up with Tillinghast on the call out.
Oh, Jared, yeah, good guy. Well, no, I mean, we started helping, we were helping each other. I was gonna help him with the exposure and stuff, but he has his own thing, and it was sort of like, I mean, he was doing his thing, I was doing mine, but you know, Jared's a good guy, man. He's a hustler. You know, his energy's good. I love the guy.
Yeah, he's just like you, and he
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
grind in him. You can see he's not giving up ever.
Oh no, never. You know, we're both 9-0 too. We were both 9-0 fighters, and it's funny. Like we just met each other, we connected, we clicked, and you know, I love. You know, he's a good father. He's a you know, the guy's just he's a wild guy, but I love. You can't not love Jared Tilligas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I went to his event, the call out. It was great. It was really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I wanted to be there. I couldn't make it, but you know, he's pushing, man. It's all about the never quit, never surrender. That's why we connect.
Yeah, I mean, there's times I don't feel like doing this, but those are the times that it's like get up and do it because this is the
Absolutely.
time that you have to, you know.
Look at you. Even like the show looks good. You have the whole scenery and all. It's badass, man. You're like, you know, you're doing something. You just got to keep pushing. And it's crazy, man. No matter how fucking bad you want it overnight or right away, you know, I try to teach my kids, man, it's not going to happen right away. Calm down, relax. Everything takes time, man. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, I want to be fucking champion. Now, you know, it didn't work out that way, obviously. Then you get something good, you just, you know, when you automatically think it's going to happen, that's when it doesn't happen. It always happens when you keep going, and all of a sudden you get that call that day, and everything worked. Like when I signed Lamar Odom, man, like I was a big Kim Kardashian person, all that, the Kardashians. When he came on board, it changed the whole game. It was like I was like, damn, man, I literally just signed Lamar Odom, and to a lot of other people say, it's no big deal, but to me, it was Lamar Odom, you know, former NBA champion, former, you know, major reality star, and he just changed the company. And he was, you know, a good guy. He was going through a lot at the time. So we met at the perfect time. It was the first fight out of the pandemic, and it was just a big success, man. It was just, you know, what it did, man. Just everybody was part of this, and you know, and God rest Aaron Carter's soul. You know, rest in peace. But yeah, man, it was good. I had Ice-T hosting. It was like, you know, Paulie Malignaggi is the commentator. Chuck Liddell was the referee for the Lamar Odom fight. It was pretty wild, man. You were like,
Shout out to Chuck. I met Chuck.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working as a DJ in a strip club, right? And
Yeah.
it's the end of the night. We're getting ready to close up. There's a knock on the door, in the front door. So we go to the door. It's Chuck Liddell. He's like, can I take a piss? He's like, where's the women at? I want to take a piss. And we let him in. We let him in the strip club. It was at the Seville Club in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a video of him and everything.
What do? You come to the door and there's Chuck Liddell knocking on the door, and you're like, you're not going to say no to the guy.
Well, the managers didn't want to let him in.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they did not want to let him in. They usually don't let people in past a certain time. And he's just like, I want to take a piss, you know? He was out doing whatever, the nightlife out there in Minneapolis. I'm not from there. I was just there DJing. So
Chuck's a wild guy, man, but he's good. He was great to be part of brand. I'd love to bring him back. I knew his wife. His wife was actually used to date Jose Canseco, and that's how I knew her, because when we did fights with Canseco, and she ended up marrying Chuck, and you know, they had some kids, and Chuck was a cool guy, man. He really was. I had Rashad Evans too, and Mark Coleman we're in talks with, but Mark keeps getting injured, unfortunately. But people, you know, and my list is like who's who in my relationship. And there's not really any bad relationships I ever could say I had. Maybe Willie Ames. You know who he is?
I've heard the name.
Remember he was the blonde-haired kid on 8 is Enough when we were kids?
8 is Enough, yeah.
So he was a real prick, man. He just really was, man. A weird guy, man. But that was the only guy I really had a bad situation with. Like just something was off about him. I even worked with Eddie Munster. Is that crazy? Like he didn't fight for us, but I think he refereed. This is funny, like the people that have went through celebrity boxing. If it wasn't fighting, they were hosting, refereeing, anything, you know, ring announcing. It was funny, you know. That's what celebrity boxing is. It's not all. See, I like giving the regular guy a shot because we're a pay-to-play platform. They get a chance to perform, do a fight if they're limited experience on the platform, and they get a chance to work with different celebrities, like if they're hosting, you know, refereeing or anything, you know, to do meet and greets. That's where we're ultimately building this into. It's just the celebrities in attendance and just make it a spectacle, you know, red carpets and stuff like that. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it's about entertainment, entertaining the people, right?
For sure, absolutely.
So what happened with Jose Canseco sending his twin there? What was that all about?
It was really crazy, Bill, man. When I walked in to the club, Passion nightclub in Fort Lauderdale, I was at the Hard Rock. I was so excited because I was like, it's my debut, and I wasn't really set yet. I already did the Fox fights and stuff like that, but it was like trying to find where this would work in celebrity boxing, like where it would work. So Jose was always an interesting sell, and he just came off the Donald Trump show. Long story short, I get to the venue, I shake hands. Yo, what's up, Jose? Blah, blah. We're talking. I didn't, you know, because it's a little dark at the where the weigh-in was. And the guy says hello to me. Everything goes, getting ready. And one photographer goes, yo, yeah, that's not Jose. You know that? I was like, my man, shut the fuck up. Please don't play around with me right now. Because I was tense, right? I was just, this is my big one, right? And sure enough, I said, well, how are you saying it? He's like, well, Jose has tattoos and this guy doesn't. Of course, as I looked, it was Ozzy. Ozzy Canseco showed up instead of Jose, and I didn't know what to say, but it was really weird. The police had to. I was really frustrated, man. It was going to go down there, you know what I mean? So but it was such a shock. Like it was. I mean, it was almost like, did this really happen? Like, you know what I mean? Did he really send Ozzy? You know what I mean? It was like crazy. But you know who else fought? Danny Bonaducci was one of our guys too. Remember him?
Yeah.
Bonaducci fought Jose Canseco. He knocked out the Reverend Bob Levy on Howard Stern's show. We've had Bob, you know, we've had Beetlejuice. I mean, I don't know, man.
Beetlejuice. Did Beetlejuice fight?
Yeah, he fought too. Yeah. Wow. It's weird. I built this company to where it's probably worth, you know, it's in the millions, like not 100 millions, but you know, I have a lot of money invested in it, and I just see it selling at some point for a lot of money because it's so developed right now. You know what I mean?
Is that your goal to build the company into something really solid and sell it?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to exit it at some point. You know what I mean? I mean, I'd love to have this to help my kids. And right now, with my connections, they're untouched. So it's like, it helps that. You know what I mean? What I'm doing, people know I'm celebrity by. So it helps, you know, helps different things out. But yeah, ultimately, I'd love to sell it. And if you would have told me this 20 years ago, I'm going to sell a company, I didn't even know what business was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And luckily, to get to this point where now I understand what equity is, now I understand what the business and structure is, you know, it helps out a lot.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about business now. It's kind of hard to monetize on media, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's weird. Like, I think you just develop it because see how you're saying it? I'm like figuring out the same thing. I got a pretty big social media following, but then it's like I used to get paid on Instagram. Then it's like they stop it. Then you have to be on top. You need a social media manager who handles this, that makes it take care of, so they can maybe they get a piece of it or whatever. And
yeah,
it's just got to keep pushing at it, man. Like it's really to be a social media person is dedication. Like you got to have your fucking camera in front of your face, in front of everything you're doing, and like people got to want to fall in love with you or want to follow you because you're a crazy motherfucker. So you know what I mean? Like it's just the way it is. Like I did the press conference the other day to face off with Tan Mom from Howard Stern's show and this OnlyFans girl, Summer. Her name is Busty Bunny on the OnlyFans.
Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah.
So 100%. They got into it a little, like something happened and Bunny, Summer threw the bottle at Tan Mom and Tan Mom chased her. It was a little weird, but it got to over 2 million views on Facebook. If you go to my page, like 2 million views is a lot of views. You know what I mean? And it's really crazy. So
I think some people don't understand the ratio to money versus the views. It's for every 1,000 views you get $3. So
is that what it is? Oh, yeah.
35 million views will get you $1,500.
That's really?
That's how it works, yo.
Wow.
It's the RP something. It's a rate, and it fluctuates. It goes up and down, and it depends on how many views you get. But every 1,000 views, you get around $3.
Interesting. It really is.
Yeah, 30. This one guy, he's a boxer, street fighter. He got 35 million views from knocking some guy out, and he got $1,500.
Wow, man. Who was that?
So it was a guy in England, either England or Scotland.
That's crazy. 35 million views. That's a lot of views.
It's a lot. Yeah, to get that many, it's a lot. But there's people out there that get hundreds of millions of views. It's insane. Some people got billion views.
I know, man. It's crazy. What's crazy was how YouTube and how social media is the world now. Like anything you don't know, so you just look on social media, you find everything you need to know, you know?
Yeah. I'll tell you my my RPM rate right now. I'm looking at it right now.
How long you been doing this podcast?
3 years.
Awesome, man.
This is my 3rd year. I have over 2 million views. And
Great.
I mean, it goes at a slow pace, but I've interviewed every former gangster you can think of. And
you ever get Joey Merlino?
No. A lot of people are jumping towards his way, and I don't like to jump on the bandwagon. You know, I don't jump on the bandwagon. I'll wait for things to cool down, and then.
Right. That's cool. I mean, he has a big podcast here, and I guess it's out of Philly. It's weird, man. Like Merlino is, man. He's the gangster and all that, but then now he's like this big internet star. It's fucking crazy how.
Yeah, what do you think of that? Former mob boss with a podcast. What are your thoughts on that?
No, but it's what's crazy, and he calls everyone out, but he basically the guy's a fucking internet he's like a celebrity now. He's a real celebrity now. It's weird, man. Like the podcast, you got to want to watch it though. See, you too, like with what you do, keep it going, get that social media going. People want to talk and just talk facts. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those guys. He called everybody a rat bitch, you know, and they love him. I mean, the guy's getting numbers, man. It's crazy how you watch him and what he's developed into.
Yeah, a lot of people are calling him a cooperator because he's on. All right, my RPM right now is for every 1,000 views, I get $3.02.
Wow, what's that mean at 2 cents though?
It means every 1,000 views, I'll get $3.02.
$3.02. Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And in the last 2 days, I've gotten over 100,000 people have checked out my show.
Wow, that's really cool, man. That's cool though.
The analytics are through the roof on how many people are really coming and checking out the show, but you have to get them to stay and watch, and you have to get engagement with them. It takes a lot to get like major. I know one day someone's going to watch one of my videos. It's going to explode. I got a guy who got bit by poisonous snakes. He gets bit by cobras and rattlesnakes, and he survives it because he injects the venom into his skin.
Whoa, that's crazy.
He's immune to it.
That is crazy. That's like fucking COVID shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like some superhuman powers.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Didn't you have John Bobbitt on your show?
Oh yeah, John Wayne Bobbitt. Yeah. Well, he was gonna fight. That's another nut. He shows up, and I don't know whatever he took, drugs or what the fuck he did, man. But his blood pressure was so high, they had to rush him to the hospital, and they said he can't do the match. So he came to the fight anyway and tried to start a problem. It's crazy because we went on Howard Stern with him too. I don't know, man. He's a crazy guy though. He was all right though.
Yeah, someone told me Stutter and John was talking about me. I'm like, they said, "Oh, he's talking bad about you." I'm like, I don't care. He's talking about me. That's good. You got to worry when people aren't talking about you, right?
Of course, man. You know what? People talk bad, man. It's all part of the game. And if you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be in it.
Yeah. Have you had that over your time on the come up? Have you had a lot of people talking
man.
shit?
I still have it, man. They can. It's all it's all people behind the computer is going to talk stuff. They can say whatever they want, or they're just not happy with their life, or they're just trying to start shit. I mean, bottom line is, look, everybody has an opinion, and everybody can say what they want. It's about you keep going and making it happen. That's it.
Yeah, I tell people I didn't like me at one point, so I don't expect everyone to like me. I used to hate myself. So
Yeah.
hey, have at it, man. You'll grow to like me eventually, you know?
Absolutely. It doesn't, no one can really say they don't like you unless you really did something wrong to them. So if they see me on TV or doing my career or whatever, and they say, "Oh, this guy's an ass, this and that," well, how do all right, fuck someone up. Well, he did. So I never even fucking met you in my life. How do you know what I do? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just it's stupid, man. I just you have to go with it. You have to be smart at this. You have to outsmart the intelligence of media.
Yeah, like they try to get a rise out of you, the trolls
Absolutely.
out there,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
So Paula Jones, what was that fight like with Tanya Harding? Paula Jones was with the Clinton, right?
Yeah, she was with Clinton. So my friend Derek McIntosh is the one that got her. And what's crazy about her is she was nice, though. She was a really cool woman. Really, she really was. She didn't really want to do this, but she wanted that fame. She needed to be in the fame. She got after the Clinton thing. All of a sudden, she became like a sort of a media star,
Household name, yeah.
and it was gone out. It was done. That brought her back out. So that's all the reason she didn't understand. When she got hit with the first shot, she was like, "Holy shit, this is real." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Tanya, I think TKO'd her, I forget, but it was her 16th minute, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tanya Harding's a tough chick, though, right?
Yeah, she's a
How come she
wild.
didn't fight the other girl, the girl that she had kneecapped?
Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
So that's all Tanya wanted to do was fight her in a boxing match. And I was like, at the time, I'm like, holy shit, this could be the biggest thing in the world. I wasn't thinking it's like, whatever, 14 years ago, whatever it was. But then Tanya was like, thinking it could be huge. And she's making me think, damn, this can be huge. And I'm thinking, why the fuck would Nancy Kerrigan want to fight her in a boxing match? Nancy might have beat her ass. I don't know, but she just didn't want to go there. Nancy had money, so it didn't really mean anything to her.
Yeah, some people aren't willing to even do this type of stuff.
You just gave me a good idea, man. Maybe I should rehash that now. Tanya Harding versus Nancy Kerrigan. That might be good to do it in a metaverse match.
Yeah. What kind of what's that when you do a metaverse match?
So I do these like digital matches. I only did one. I did Roy Jones Jr. fought the big internet star NDO champ. It was really cool. It was different, a little before its time, so it didn't sell great, but it was really interesting. It's like these guys, it was real match. They just did it with this volumetric technology, and it was really cool, man. It was really, really interesting.
Well, they put the suits on?
No, man, that's what I'm saying. See, you think that it was all these cameras. They actually boxed, and so to watch it in the metaverse, it's different. But this wasn't a live metaverse match. We taped it and then we showed it on pay-per-view.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, man, it's a little different. It was different. It's really cool, though, man. I'm gonna release that on social media soon.
What are some of the things you have coming up in the future?
Right now, at March 9th in Atlantic City, and the April 27th, we're working on in Florida with the Tan Mom event. Then I have May 18th in Atlanta, Georgia. That's what it's King of Diamonds, and that's it right now. Right now, we're going through our capital raise. We're going through our new, just new structure of things, and really working the music into it, and it's really working. So.
Yeah, you're gonna have some rappers on there because I know rappers like to get it in.
Yeah. The rappers, they they do the hip hop with the music. Like they rap the fighters out to the ring. They perform. A lot of rappers don't want to fight though. A lot of people
Because they don't want to get knocked out in front of people, right?
A lot of people talk until, like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. And honestly, it's the fucking truth, because all these, it's a publicity thing now. strategy if you know how to do it. I know how to do this, but when the guys get into it, they gotta. I want to see them fucking fight, man. I want to see this. That's sort of like what Jared had the call out. Like he could do the call out, call people out. I sort of, I would like to make matches like that with having the rappers, because the rappers, man, they do talk shit about each other. That would be badass to get two big name rappers in the ring.
Yeah, like Snoop Dogg against someone, or someone like one of these Chicago rappers, Chief Keef against whoever he's got beef with. Yeah, it would be good, but I don't know if they'd be willing to risk their reputation get KO'd on the fucking video, right?
Nah, exactly. That's the thing, man. I love to get Rick Ross as my dream rapper to get in the ring. I wonder if he'd do it for the money. He boxes, he trains, so
who would you put him against?
I don't know.
Fat Joe?
Man. It's funny you said that because that came up, but the only thing is Fat Joe's people said no. But that would be interesting, man. Like, who would take on Rick Ross? I love that.
There'd be someone out there, Action Bronson or something.
Rick can fight a little, not fight, but he knows how to throw punches. He might get hit with one shot.
He's a big guy, man. He's a big guy.
Yep, for sure.
Definitely would be interesting. And so, who are some of the names you have on these upcoming events? Any big ones?
Well, we have some, a lot of these matches coming up are tryout events because we're trying our new platform, the music and all. I'm going to see, who I'm going to bring on next. I mean, right now, we have like little tabloid stars like Tan Mom. Then we do like a music, maybe Flavor Flav will come back as a host. I don't know. I mean, it's up in the air right now where we're going to go and who we want to do, because we're starting a new combat league too. It's going to be Rumble Fighting Championships. It's a new boxing league. I'm real excited about this because we're going to do smaller rounds. We're going to crown world champions, America champions, and where it's going to be a professional fight league too. It's just, I think something like this could work because I'm going to also give like Fighter of the Night a prize away, Fighter of the Night, Knockout of the Night, get Conduct of the Night, give the fighters their opportunity. Like the boxing is a dying sport now. It's like good, but it's, only there's only two handfuls of people that are really making money in boxing right now. So I just figure if I try this new type of league thing out, it could work. I'm actually in the process of putting it together.
So it's going to be like just people who are in the sport and they compete. It's not celebrities or anything like that.
No, it's going to be real pro fight. I'm going to give the fighter a shot at like doing smaller rounds, getting the spotlight they deserve, because celebrity boxing is, pretty massive following. So I'm going to help use that and to promote, the fighters. And I think that's going to be really good because that's what the fighters need, man. It's, there's a lot of fighters out there with, they just have no guidance. They don't know what to do next. And there's only a limited amount of big name promoters, real fight boxing promoters. I'm celebrity boxing, but doing it under a celebrity boxing as a real pro event, I think it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, there's a couple out there. Bobby Hits out of Chicago.
Yeah, it's my man.
He's huge. Yeah, Bobby's been on the show a few weeks ago.
Bob's a great guy. He's that guy. He's been around, and the good thing, he's a former fighter. Bobby's a slick guy, man. He knows how to talk, and he knows how to get things done, man. I did something with him in Chicago once. Helped out with the Roy Jones Jr. NDO champ. He set everything up like top notch. It was just, it was really awesome. He's just an awesome guy.
Definitely, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome back here anytime. We could chop it up. And
Little Staxx, my man. Appreciate having me on.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great day. And I'll put a link for all your events or whatever you got in the description of the video. If you guys want to check it out. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
I want to give a shout out to all the people that are going after their goals and dreams to never quit, never surrender. And I just want to tell you, it's not going to be easy, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So keep fighting. And I promise you it'll work. I promise.
Awesome, man. Thank you. And if you like this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this podcast, too fucking bad, start your own. Peace. Thanks, man.